Hello.
Well, that was a
harsh
song
ending to A Grounds to Divorce by Elbow. Welcome to the Nature Hour.
on Raw 12:51 a.m. Or if you're ridiculously privileged, that if you were privileged, it would be on 12:51 a.m. If you're a normal person with a computer and sensibilities, you will be listening on the internet on radio.warwick.ac.uk. I think you can. Yes, you can. If you want to contact the studio, just on that website, radio.warwick.ac.uk, just click listen live and contact the studio, and you should be able to send any emails, that sort of thing, about the show, which is going to be a doozy.
Yeah, I think we need to make a slight caveat to the show, because today jingles and things that we'd normally use are unavailable due to technical issues. So it'll be quite a quiet show, and songs will start and end quite sharply. So you'll have to excuse that part of the show. But otherwise, all your classic features will still be here, so you don't need to worry about that.
Bedding tracks, we got any of those?
Well, no, I can't find the jingle CD, so...
There's no jingle CD?
No, I don't think
well,
so.
We've been robbed. Okay, well, yes. Let's do a show then. If you, while Lee rummages around, I will tell you about our Facebook page. Again, if you want to contact us, but don't want to contact the studio because... I don't know. You're somewhat. I
can't post videos and things on the email here.
Yes. If you want to send us a picture or a video, then go onto our Facebook page. Just search The Nature Hour on Facebook, and we'll be the first one to come up. And then you can send us some funny pictures, videos, whatever. You can look at previous pictures and videos of the week, including last week's and this week's pictures and videos of the week, which are quite
plural.
good. We'll talk about them later. We've covered all the formalities, the introduction.
I think it needs time. We were going to do M last week, but unfortunately the show got cancelled. So we are doing the animals that we would have done last week, because firstly, because the animals are quite interesting. Secondly, because N animals tend to be quite rare and not that interesting.
I've got we've got Pierre's suggestions for N animals, and he's spot on. The only N animal, the only N animal that I could find that was even vaguely interesting was a narwhal. I don't know of any other N animals, and they
are interesting solely because they are unicorns of the sea, aren't they?
They're not really unicorns. I'll talk about that later.
Okay.
It's not a horn.
There are other things like nightingale and nightjar and other very small birds that begin with A.
Small birds aren't interesting.
And a lot of things that maybe northern something or Nigerian something, or a bunch of things that weren't properly N. So we thought we'd go back to M because they're more interesting. So would you like to go first, Arthur, or should I?
Yes. Have we actually said what we're doing?
No, not yet.
We're assuming that our listeners are our usual, reliable, loyal crowd. What we are doing now, this feature is the A to Z of animals. Every week we'll do a different animal corresponding to a different letter of the alphabet. We are on M/N at the moment.
Indeed.
Okay.
/M.
So my
very nasal there.
Yes, I'm recovering from man flu very slowly. Okay. My M animal is a mud skipper.
Mud skipper,
which is like otherwise known as a lungfish.
Now, is it the same thing that appears at the end of the Guinness advert?
Yeah.
If you've ever seen the very good Guinness advert where it goes through all of it, I think it goes backwards through time from humans all the way through evolution of humans till it's just a little bug on the mud just going pleh.
Yeah.
That is the animal
he
Arthur's
drinks
doing.
mud and then he goes yeah, and then it starts
because
off
he's
with
been
a man
waiting
drinking
for
Guinness.
so long to have that pint of Guinness, but other drinks are available.
Guinness makes you strong. Mud skipper is quite interesting actually.
Hit me up with some mud skipper facts then.
They're fish, but they can breathe air. Yeah.
They're fish but can breathe air.
Fish can breathe air.
That must be difficult.
Well, you'd think so. And actually, they have no air breathing organs. They don't have lungs. So it must be very I still haven't figured out exactly how do they do it. Basically, these fish, found in the coastal waters of the Indian and Pacific Oceans, live in mudflats and mangrove swamps. And during the summer, during the dry season, occasionally these swamps will dry out. And then the little mud skipper needs to find a new watery home, basically. So he flops along on his front flippers.
On his wings.
Yeah, on his little wing things. to get to more water, and that this means that they have to leave water, for flop along a bit, and then get into some more water.
I find that would be difficult to evolve to.
Well, it's like I think it's the stage like between. I'm saying a lot. It's the stage between fish and land mammals, I think.
But I mean,
or a stage.
These little, what are they called? Mud skippers are in the water, and then the water's gone, and then suddenly that seems like too rapid a change to be able to evolve to.
Well,
clearly not.
I mean, like I said, they don't have any specific organs. They absorb oxygen through their skin and gill chambers as long as they remain moist. So we just got a ridiculous email. So it's not a huge leap. Like they haven't evolved any amazing.
It's not like
things.
they need lungs and gills. It's not like they've got that.
What else have we got? When out of the water, mud skippers use the fleshy bases of their pectoral fins. That's fleshy. Never a nice word. Description.
Do they still exist?
Yeah. Yeah.
How big are they? Have you got that?
Where are we? 20 centimeters long.
Oh, they're quite long then.
Yeah, little.
I thought they were tiny.
No. They're a
fair size.
They're almost a meal.
Could you batter them and put them with chips?
Eventually, we probably will get around to it.
When there's no cod, no haddock, they've all been over farmed. We'll go down to the mud skipper.
Yum yum. They're trying to fluff away from us. No. What have we got? Diet, not interesting. Its protruding mobile eyes give it a frog-like appearance. To wet its eyes, like on the Guinness advert, it can retract its eyes into its body.
Into its head?
Yeah.
Well, whatever, if it's got a head. That's really bizarre.
It is bizarre.
I feel like that would hurt.
What have we got? They eat spiders.
They eat spiders?
And insects.
I thought you said their diet was boring.
Well, it is, but spiders, I didn't... They've given me 2 bits of diet. Oh, that's a good one. Mud skippers can leap into the air to heights of 0.5 metre. Little 20
Blimey. Just by pushing off with their little fins. Whacking the floor really, really hard.
Does a really big flop. That's ridiculous. Okay, what else we got?
Again, another, I wouldn't say entirely useful evolutionary trait.
They use it to climb mangrove trees.
Jump on it and keep jumping up. How would you jump up a tree?
I don't know.
Once you're on it, you're only jumping away from it again.
No, he flops onto branches.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, clever mud skipper. Or because of these unusual actions, they've also been called kangaroo fish, climbing fish. Not an interesting name. Mudhopper. Not that interesting. Or Johnny Jumper.
Scientific name of Johnny Jumper. That would be wonderful.
Fish, he's jumping. Reminds me of my mate John. Call him Johnny Jumper.
That surprisingly didn't get past the animal naming commission. Got this new animal that we found. We want to call it Johnny Jumper. That's not going to happen, mate. No. Sorry. Come up with something better.
Name. What else we got? Skippers need to remain moist and will often roll in puddles while on land, like a dog.
Like a happy pig, I'd say, actually, more than a dog or a buffalo.
Lots of animals roll in mud. They love it. Do it all the time, every morning.
Festival.
What else have we got? Eyes are particularly sensitive to drying out, and mud skippers will use a wet fin to dampen them.
What, their own eyes?
Yeah.
Slap themselves in the eye?
Yeah. They like when a cat licks its paw and does its face.
My eyes are really dry. Oh, that's a lot better.
Put some mud on there. What else we got? I think that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, mud skipper courtship ritual. Basically, the male does press ups.
Really?
Yeah.
How many can you do? 1,100, 1,101, 1,000. Oh, thank you. So you've interrupted me.
You've interrupted me in the middle of my workout. But that's mud skippers, so they can do loads of press ups and they flop around. They can climb trees.
That's quite cool.
Alias Johnny.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Most of the males are called Johnny.
Unimaginative naming within mud skipper families.
Could have called him Jumping Jerome. Something more interesting than Johnny.
That's quite a good one. Jerome. Don't know many Jeromes around.
No, not enough.
I feel like we need a bedding track.
Yeah, I know. It's really quiet, isn't it? It feels like it doesn't feel very good. It
sort of sounds like I'm in, I don't know, like solitary confinement.
Yeah, very hollow sounding. So sorry at home for this, but it's out of our control. Shall I do my...
Yes.
My animal. My animal is the mighty mole.
Mole.
That the mole that you will probably never have seen.
Interesting pest control fact about moles. Basically,
are they pests?
Well, some people consider moles as pests because they make molehills in your lawn.
Mm-hmm.
So a recent innovation in pest control is basically a tube which you put in a molehill, and it has it's attached to a flammable gas bottle, and
don't know where this is going.
The tube pumps flammable gas throughout the mole's warren.
Don't know, I forgot what it's called.
The mole's hole,
mm-hmm.
and then lights a spark, and then you have a big explosion all along the mole.
Monoxides them out, effectively. Just flamethrowers them out.
No, it literally explodes. And the mole apparently comes shooting out of one of its molehills. Quite cruel. Probably banned in England.
You have a problem of molehills in your garden. So to solve this problem, you're going to blow up a portion of your own lawn.
Napalm, go.
Well, you forced me to this. You knew this was a possibility. I will happily blow up my entire lawn just to make sure that you don't
grass
burrow
grows
into
back. Exploded moles staying.
They never come back to an area after you've blown up there.
Exactly.
It's
horrible.
Well, I'm sure that can't be a popular
house
practice.
Blown up.
Simply because you tunnelled in the wrong place. No mole knows that it's on private property. If it does, then it shouldn't.
Yeah,
but
should know better.
Yeah, well, moles are quite an interesting. Some species, most moles burrow, obviously, but some are semi-aquatic. You ever seen a mole swim?
There's a golden mole who lives in the desert who, because his tunnel collapses behind him, technically swims.
Really?
Yeah. There's a brilliant... It's on... Was it The Life of Mammals? The David Attenborough thing. There's a brilliant scene of just this lump moving around the desert.
Really? And it's a mole furiously burrowing. They can burrow very fast. They can pretty much only tell light from day from night, and not much more eye-wise, sight-wise.
So they
could poke their head out and say, "Oh, it's day," but they couldn't see anything else.
Wow.
Mm.
What difference does it make to a mole whether it's day or night?
I think they just don't really care. They are operating all times. They're active by day and night, almost constantly digging their tunnels and searching for food. They're active for 4 hours at a time, and then they rest for 4 hours. And they will die of starvation if they do not eat every few hours, like the cheetah.
What?
Mm.
They die of starvation if they don't eat every few hours.
But they have a very cunning method to avoid this. Their primary diet, obviously, is earthworms and other things that they find in their runs and their tunnels, or some nuts. I don't know where they get them from.
They climb up trees
sometimes when
they flap up trees.
They can't
like
see
a mud
anything, but they go up there with hope. Their saliva contains a toxin that can paralyse earthworms and other things that they eat, I assume, so they spit on it.
So if a mole bites you...
Yeah, so you get paralysed. Then they grab these earthworms, take them to what's a special underground larder, and store earthworms in there for future consumption. Researchers have discovered such larders with over 1,000 earthworms in there. Like the scene from Jeepers Creepers. If you've seen it. Well, it's a very creepy scene where they go in and they find lots of dead things in an underground area. That is why I don't really like this image. Yeah. It freaks me out quite a lot. And also, when they eat them, they pull them between their squeezed paw claws. Their squeezed paws do force the collected earth and dirt out of the worm's gut. They eat it like a froob.
Oh,
but they eat the packet.
Yeah, they eat the packet of the fruit.
They don't want the yogurt inside, but they eat the...
that's not a pleasant image. Mole just squeezing out a worm.
Yeah. Tasty worm. Another somewhere says that they will rip off the head of the earthworm and then shove it in the ground when they store it. But I don't know if that's true or not.
When you rip off the head of an earthworm, it becomes rigid like a stick.
Yeah.
You just put it in the ground.
It's for aesthetic purposes mainly.
The hobbyist mole creates structures from these, like matchsticks.
Yeah. I'll just see if I can find it. Where does it say that?
Moles planting worms.
The mole makes stores of them, biting off their heads and pushing them into the ground for eating later. I find that.
Does he spit the head out, or is that like a snack?
Don't know. Maybe, probably. I mean, I can't imagine that a worm's head is much different from its other parts. They seem to just be invertebrate squidginess inside. Another thing, the star-nosed mole. How fast do you think they can detect, catch and eat their food?
How fast?
Yeah, so in the space of time it takes them to go, oh, there's an earthworm. Oh, I've got it. Oh, I've eaten it all.
10 seconds.
The star-nosed mole. Now, I don't... This is one sentence in this article, and I don't think it's true because it says under 300 milliseconds.
Wait,
yeah.
No.
Faster than the human eye can follow. So faster than I can look at an earthworm, the mole has seen it, caught it, and eaten it.
So as soon as it appears, it's gone.
Yeah.
By the time the worm sees the mole, it's already dead.
Yeah. Or not even seen because they can't see anything. So as soon as it's been smelt, it's been grabbed and eaten.
Wow. What if there are loads of worms? What if the star-nosed mole accidentally stumbles across someone else's larder? Did he just go crazy?
I blinked and there was nothing there.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened.
The normal mole was just like, well, it's all gone.
Yeah.
They just got a really fat for dinner. Star-nosed mole.
Panting, out of breath, but very full.
I couldn't help myself. I saw him, I had to have him.
I smelt him, caught him and ate him. I didn't catch him, I'd already done that. Another just one-off sentence. The mole can be eaten, but is said to be deeply unpleasant. I imagine it probably is.
In what manner is it unpleasant? Slimy?
I would say it was probably quite tough. Like a very nasty piece of game.
Game's quite nice, though.
That's why I said a nasty, like a tough version of game.
I just find that hard to imagine. What a mole would taste like. Velvety.
Chicken?
Yeah.
Velvety. There's some stuff about its fur, but that's not very interesting. Lights have just gone off in the studio. If we're not talking anymore, then I apologise. You can't hear me if I'm saying that.
No, it's got the light on. What does mole velvet actually get used in clothing and whatnot now? Because sure, I mean, a mole's quite small. You can't get much cloth velvet stuff.
It definitely used to be. So obviously mole skin always used to be very popular, when hundreds of pelts could be cut into rectangles and sewn together to make a coat. I think somehow now people would be more reluctant. Thank you, someone. You can still be heard.
Wonderful.
I think now probably people would object somewhat to the hundreds.
Get loads of flammable gas. Every mole. Boom, 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 boom. And all the moles fly up, and then you got their pelts.
And you got some slightly charred pelts.
Sorry.
It's like leather. You've already conditioned it. No, I'm not aware of the mole fur industry being very prominent. If anyone at home knows whether it is or isn't, then email in.
Do moles have any natural predators? What hunts moles? Does anything hunt
I
moles?
don't have that information, but I'd say probably birds.
Considering, a mole's sizable. They're
pretty
30 centimetres
male
long.
head and body about 15 centimetres.
Oh, really?
I thought they were bigger than that.
15 centimetres is nothing.
I'm sure they could get bigger ones.
Create
Females slightly
moles.
smaller, about 32 millimetres long.
32 millimetres? That's 3 centimetres.
Wait, sorry. Female is slightly smaller, full stop. Tail, about 32 millimetres long.
So, they don't give you the whole picture, it's just the tail. You have to work it out from there.
You have to try and expand from that, yeah. I always thought they were bigger than that, and I thought they're quite powerful, though. So they can...
Got lots of influence.
Yeah, lots of political clout. Because of specialised bone and muscle construction, moles can exert a lateral digging force equivalent to 32 times its body weight. I haven't got its body weight, but...
I haven't got its body weight,
as a comparison, a 150-pound man, I don't know how much that is, would be able to exert a 4,800 pound lateral force.
See, if they'd done it in kilograms, then it would have been more meaningful. No one really knows what a pound is.
No, if it was stone, then perhaps. Maybe that's... I think 14 pounds is a stone.
If we've got anyone listening, what's the conversion rate from pounds to stone? And also, how heavy is a mole?
Yeah, two facts.
Find that one out.
They can dig 1 metre of... to dig 1 metre of tunnel requires between... I mean, this is a ridiculous fact. 400 and 4,000 times as much energy as does walking for the same distance on the surface. But those two numbers are so far apart that it could be anything.
Is that a surprise, though? Like, for a human to dig 1 metre rather than walk 1 metre would
be a lot of energy. But as a result of this, they can tunnel 18 feet per hour.
Oh.
they travel through existing tunnels at 80 feet per minute. That's fast, I think.
It's pretty rapid.
As a final fact before we wrap up this section, moles can run backwards through their tunnels.
I don't know where I'm going.
That's what's it called? The star-nosed mole. Star-nosed mole stops, smells something, runs backwards at it, but then will need to turn around. And how does it do that in a very small tunnel, Arthur?
Digs its way around.
It does not dig its way around. It does a somersault.
Ah!
It flips over.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
This is like normal moles are just, I don't know, average people, and this is like the Usain Bolt mole.
No, I think all moles do somersaults. I really want to see that.
I want to be a mole.
Moles actually seem like very sort of... I mean, they don't have any predators. They don't have any problems apart from being blown up.
And get blown up.
And have a larder. I mean, they're living the dream.
I can't see how a mole could do a somersault / backflip. What's on the
14 pounds to a stone. A mole weighs 120 grams.
14 pounds for a stone. How many pounds was it again?
150.
150.
10 stone.
10 stone. So that's about me.
It's someone who's 10 stone being able to exert...
Lots.
What's 14 pounds in 14 into 4,800?
Don't ask me these questions.
300? Oh, whatever. 300 stone, maybe.
Whatever. Yeah. It's a lot, it's
a lot.
Coincidentally what I can do.
When I'm digging, I can exert 30 stones worth of force.
So you don't have any animals, though?
I do not.
You do not? I'll do a quick narwhal thing. Unicorns of the sea, about 1 ton, grey.
Done.
Well, that's pretty much it. I'll do their horn. Or not horn. Basically... Oh. Everyone thinks, narwhals, they're like unicorns, they've got a big horn. It's not actually a horn. It is a left front tooth. Yeah.
Come out their mouth?
It's just, no. Well, I don't know. It just goes... wait. I'm so confused. Males have the characteristic left front tooth extending approximately 8 feet. So, it's got a really big tooth. 8 feet?
Yeah. A horn? How long's a normal narwhal?
How long is a narwhal? Where's my paper? Length, 4 meters.
Oh, why does they always mix and match distances?
Don't know.
4 meters and 8 feet.
8 feet, 6 foot's about just under 2 meters, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let's say 8 feet's about 2 meters.
Okay.
So it's sort of half their body length of horn.
It's tooth horn. Wow.
Ridiculous. But
do they use it for hunting or eating, or
they use it for? Well, no one really knows. Very mysterious creatures, narwhals. Apparently, males use it for battling. You whack each other horrific. With your horn. Yeah, 8 feet of impalement.
You often find in animal hospitals, you'll get stab wounds. What happened? I don't know. Narwhal.
I think
I didn't see him.
He got his tooth out, but then it says 8 foot tooth, but his right tooth measures 1 foot, so he's got one really long tooth and then another inconveniently long, but not long enough to be of mention.
How long is the other one? Sorry,
1 foot long.
Still,
yeah,
long.
That's like the. No, this is a stupid article. Narwhals are ridiculous. They have a wide variation of clicks and whistles, ranging from 19 kilohertz to 48 kilohertz. That's interesting.
Clicks and whistles.
Clicks and whistles.
Yeah, that's how they talk. Like what are they called? The guys who lived on on Mars or the moon.
Oh,
clangers.
Thank you. Standard. They can go down to. They can dive 3,300 feet for 20 minutes. 3,500
feet.
300. It's pretty deep.
Is it?
Presumably.
See, narwhals, apart from having a horn, are boring, aren't they?
They're just small whales.
Small whales with a horn.
Yeah.
What more
but
do you want?
Ridiculous teeth. Okay, shall we try and make the CDs play songs?
Shall I try it?
Yeah, why not?
So when we come back, we'll have come back to the Nature Hour on Raw 12:51 AM or radio.warwick.ac.uk. Arthur, shall we Do we need to introduce the show again? I always wonder whether everyone listening has already listened to it.
Yes, do it.
Okay, this is the Nature Hour with me, Luke Bantock, and Arthur Daintree. If you like anything you hear, go on the website and click on the contact the studio button, and email in any of your thoughts or any of the information that we need during the show that we haven't got and we feel like you could provide us with. Or go on the Facebook page, which is the Nature Hour, and comment on any of the pictures or videos on there, or add any pictures and videos of your own if you've got any you think we'd like. So now it's time to do some nature articles. Arthur, do you want me to go first? How many have you got?
I've got 2, but one of them's ridiculous and slightly bizarre, like confusing.
You go first with your bizarre and confusing one.
Bizarre and confusing.
That's what we like.
Well, I've got 2 headlines. First headline, and the more sensible, well, not sensible, the article that makes sense is called "Wolves Know Based on Looks Where Something's Hiding." Oh.
Okay.
And the second article, which makes no sense whatsoever and is just a bizarre exercise by a scientist who was presumably scraping the PhD thesis barrel, is called "Memory Fails Time Travelling Chimps."
Yeah, figure that one out because we can't.
I mean, should I actually get into the details of the time travelling chimps one? Because honestly, once you start looking into the details, it's like your brain starts hurting.
Just do it, and we'll work it through, Arthur.
We'll work it through. Okay, basically, humans have a very acute sense of time. They can tell when memories.
I can roughly tell that it's 9:37. Bang on.
No.
Even though I might have just looked at the clock.
It's more to do with memories. It's more to do with when you're remembering something, you know how long ago it was.
So I can remember being on the bus roughly an hour ago.
Exactly, okay. Stuff like that. And this whole study was formed to see if the chimp
has this same conception of time.
And he was pitted against the lowly scrub jay. Lights have come on again on the word scrub jay. Ooh, like them.
That's interesting.
They're nice. Okay. Basically, it's all about episodic memory.
Possibly someone has just pointed out that it's not 9:37. It is 10:37.
Oh dear.
But still 37 of an hour. Even though broken clock tells the right time twice a day.
That's what? That's not.
I could have just said 37 and it would have been right regardless of the hour.
That is no justification for being an hour out. It's like you're in France.
Yeah.
Is it? No, are they behind or back or in front?
No, I need to be in like Lisbon. I think.
Who knows?
Or Cape Town.
Lisbon, lisping.
Keep going. Monkeys without time.
Monkeys trying to use episodic memories. Basically, some person, Nicola Clayton, at the University of Cambridge, I told you, fishing the PhD thesis barrel, has proved that Western scrub jays have simple episodic memories. Basically, when they store things, they know how long it takes before the things they store have rotted.
What scrub jays do?
Yeah. Okay. So they're not going to leave something until it rots. They're going to eat it before it rots, which is good and clever. And chimps can remember where food is hidden, but can't remember how long it's been there for.
6 years later, I think that berry that I hid in that tree will be really nice right now.
It's a berry. Oh, man.
Now we laugh at them, Arthur. But you are my housemate.
Mm-hmm.
It's not unknown that you would leave something in the fridge for a very long time, allowing it to go off, forgetting how long it has been since it has been stored in there.
They don't go off that much. It's it?
Still cook them.
Yes, no, the beef, still cook it, still ate it, and it was good. Yeah.
Okay.
You mock.
Just making the point.
My beef might have gone off.
Come on, we've only got 20 minutes and we're not even halfway through the show.
No, basically, the study to find out whether chimps could had episodic memory was the Nicola Clayton showed each chimp 4 containers. 2 had nothing in. 1 contained applesauce or yogurt, and 1 contained red peppers, which apparently chimps don't like.
They not?
No.
Never eaten a good chili con carne then.
Yeah, well,
Well, I'm sure chimps. They'd like red peppers then.
Yeah, and beef, possibly.
No, they might not be. Maybe a vegetarian.
Chimps aren't vegetarian. They eat little monkeys.
Ooh.
Yeah, they do. I'll put a video on the Facebook page of chimps.
Must you?
Chimps hunting monkeys is horrible.
Okay, that's what we want.
Anyway, the person let the chimps pick a food container either 15 minutes, 1 hour, or 5 hours after, I don't know, they'd existed. But there was a twist. The applesauce disappeared after 1 hour, and by 5 hours, the yogurt had gone. So basically, the chimps were shown that after an hour,
things would not be there anymore.
Things would no longer be there. But they were expected to change the choice of containers depending on what time it was. Okay, so they wait a certain amount of time, and they were expected to remember that these things.
So that after an hour, your yogurt, or what was the first thing? Milk. Applesauce. You like applesauce. After an hour, your applesauce will be gone. So get back in there. Is that roughly
applesauce?
Yeah.
Okay. And but what happened was that they always picked the container which held the most food at the start, regardless of time. Like, food, it's empty
again. Yeah,
damn it. And that's it. Chimps, idiots.
Yeah,
that's my article.
Still, I'm glad I know that chimps have no conception of time.
It's again another one of those articles. I'm sure we did another article previously where an animal previously imagined to be clever was proved to be idiots.
32 times it took them to...
Sheep are clever. No, they're not actually. Very not clever.
Yeah, the opposite of clever.
Chimps. Okay. Can't time travel in their minds.
We've got 18 minutes left, so we might only get one article in from me today, and we'll talk about my other one next week, because it is an always relevant article.
Okay.
So... Oh, that's the wrong page. So the article starts with US man accused of pizzeria mouse sabotage.
Mouse sabotage.
You might have seen this on the BBC website. I think it was living, and it's that a man who owns a pizzeria attacked a rival pizzeria with a bag of mice. So a pizzeria owner in Pennsylvania, Nicholas Galiatsatos. Sorry if I mispronounced your name, Nicholas. Stuffed a sack containing live mice into the space above a ceiling panel in a pizzeria bathroom. Ironically, he'd been grappling with a mouse problem of his own in his own pizzeria, possibly blamed the other one for this issue, and was exacting mousey justice.
Rodent justice. It's like a police
Now, the
program.
policemen have given us some good quotes here. We have never seen anything like this where mice have been used as an instrument of crime. Upper Derby Police Superintendent Michael Chipwood told reporters. Wow. And then, this is food terrorism by mice. It's not food terrorism. That's completely wrong.
Exacting terror.
Yeah.
Mice.
No one's terrified by this. So apparently, according to media reports, on Monday, a man walked into Verona Pizza, which is the pizza under terrorist attack, in the suburban town, and asked to use the bathroom. That's his first mistake.
Yeah.
Why ask?
Just
eat a pizza with your sack of mice.
With your wriggling sack.
What's in there? Not a bag of mice. I'm not going to put them in here.
Apples. It's apples. That's what it is.
Yeah. They're loose. And then climbed into the bathroom, stood on the toilet seat, and put them up inside the ceiling tiles. The owner, for some reason, followed him in, I guess. Seeing the wriggling bag.
You saw the bag labelled mice with like a very thin line across mice.
It was not written before mice. Saw the footprints on the toilet seat. Opened the ceiling tile and saw that there was a bag up there. He assumed it was drugs.
Oh, really?
Called the police. In the bag they found how many mice did they find? 3 white mice. The other ones, I guess, had either run or there were only ever 3 in there.
3 mice. These will get him. Go on, boys.
Brought them in his pocket.
Then
the police they found this man, followed him, watched him walk across the street to another pizzeria, Uncle Nick's Pizza this time, dropped a bag of rats in the rubbish there as well.
What?
He had another bag.
Oh, I see.
Attacked another one. In it, they found 5 live mice.
2 bags, not mice, not rats.
The police said the mice had been purchased from a pet store. Is how the article closes.
Oh.
So he didn't grow them himself.
He didn't. So I thought he'd had this mouse problem at his pizzeria and he'd captured them and be like, all right, boys, you caused me a world
like
of
his
hurt.
mice army. No. He's had mice of his own, and he's gone, wow, everyone's coming down with me. I need 50 mice, please, at the pet store. What for?
Not
what would you
terrorism.
ever need? Not mice terrorism.
terrorism.
Food terrorism by mice. No terror has been incited.
Was this New York?
This was in Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania.
Sorry. A lot of pizzerias in a very small area, clearly.
All of them terrorised by mice.
By mice. Yeah.
That's what...
A little bit sad, I'd say, actually.
I feel sorry for the mice.
Well, unless they get a good pizza.
Yeah, but they're going to get exterminated. It's not... Someone's not going to, like...
Let that
pick
roll.
them up and
put them in the oven.
Put them back in the pet shop.
Not in the oven. Cold oven with a pizza in, basically. No, they're not going to. It's not going to be pretty.
So the
Nicholas,
mice
you're a bad man.
Yeah, the mice destined for someone's bedroom with a little wheel and, nice places. It got used for crime and are now going to die. Just because a man was selfish and wanted to terrorise.
To terrorise some rival pizzerias.
Ridiculous. The things people do with animals. Shameful.
Right.
I mean, how long we got? Quarter of an hour.
Plenty of time. Just skim over your article.
I'll skim over my article. Wolves know based on looks where something's hiding. This article, basically, it's all about, when you point and there's a dog and you're pointing at something.
He doesn't like that.
The dog will look at your finger and not where your finger's pointing.
Yeah.
And it's basically wolves are better than dogs. First sentence in the article: if a wolf is watching, don't look in the direction of the chickens hiding in the coop. Wolves
that seems a lot about you, that opening sentence, doesn't it? It seems a lot about its readership.
Wolves know to follow a human's gaze to find hidden objects. Dun, 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 dun. So the big worry when confronted by a wolf...
interrogation. It's like a police sergeant's come in and gone, where's the money? And you've gone and stared at the safe on the wall.
It's not in there.
How often is a wolf looking at you trying to find out a safe where your safe supply of chickens
Where are
is?
the chickens? Where are the chickens? Not
Don't look at the chickens. I've looked at the chickens. He's seen boom, all the chickens are dead.
Surely wolves can rely on their acute sense of hearing, smell, eyesight, rather than waiting for someone to look in the direction.
There's an exposed chicken, and he's staring at you, waiting for you to look at that exposed chicken to give the game away.
Tell me. I know where it is, but tell me.
I want you to tell me.
You've done it.
It'll make it better for you.
Basically, and apparently in the wild, following the gaze of another creature is vitally important.
I suppose so. People always say if aliens come down, there's no point trying to point because they might not have the conception of pointing.
Is that right?
And they just look at you like a dog. Although if they're smart enough to come here, then
exactly,
they probably would have analysed us enough.
I don't know how following the gaze of another creature can be vitally... Actually, no. You say, it's like pointing. Like, maybe wolves use it to fight, like talking to another wolf. There's like, where's all the animals? Where's the... Yeah, aren't we?
And they point their heads towards it. But if they can talk, if they can have the conception of being able to ask where are all the animals, and the other one goes, I could answer the question back to you, but I can't answer it for you, I'm sorry. I can say all of these words, but not over there.
Maybe they ask the question by rolling their eyes and think, whoa.
Yeah. A certain specific movement, and the other one goes, I can't say that, can it? Actually, no, because it can say it's over there, but it can't do description of where there is other than pointing. Solved it.
Yeah. Also, wolves can talk because we've seen that video of the husky.
Yeah. Talking or just howling wildly is up for debate.
Anyway, advanced thought process, blah, blah, blah. Captive raised wolves would detour around an obstacle if it was in another wolf's or even a human's line of sight. So if you look at something, the wolf's not going near it.
Well, there's a reason he's not looking at that patch of grass.
I'm not going there.
What? It won't walk over. It won't walk through something if another wolf's looking at it.
Yeah. If there's an obstacle, instead of walking through it, they will walk around it as long as someone's looking at the obstacle. The wall,
they'll walk round it. Is it possibly because there is an obstacle there rather than because someone is looking at it?
No, it's because someone was looking. Although wolves not that smart. If a human's just staring blankly, so sort of with a vacant look on their face, the wolf will still look where you're looking. So you're like,
it's a middle distance to the horizon.
What's he looking at?
Maybe there's some chickens over there.
I could get the chickens. As young as 14 weeks, wolves follow the direction of a blank stare. How can the wolves tell whether it's blank or not? What?
You need quite a sophisticated understanding of human emotions to distinguish between blank and directed.
He's got something on his mind. I better look where he's looking.
He might have an obstacle on his mind that I might be able to avoid. Well, as interesting as that is, I mean, these are just adding to the web of knowledge of about animals. So
Not
chimpanzees don't have a sense of time. Wolves do understand the concept of pointing.
And will follow your blank gaze. Although, the article closes with the next question is whether they know that we know that they know where the chickens are hiding.
Whether they know that we know that they know where the chickens are hiding. So it's whether I know, do they know if I know that they're looking for chickens?
No, basically it is, what it is we don't, like, if we know, if they know that we know that they know that they will follow our blank stare to see chickens.
Oh, I see.
Then we could bluff and look somewhere else, and they'll be like, oh, chickens.
A double take.
Yeah.
Look in two spaces. Which one's he going to go for?
And we don't know whether they can understand the double take.
Yeah. Do they have the sarcasm? Mild irony? Do they have these conceptions? This is something that needs to be researched.
Wolves understanding irony. It's going to happen one day. Someone for a PhD thesis is going to be like, well, can wolves understand
the concept of sarcasm? Yeah. Possibly not.
Oh, there are chickens over there, yeah.
So we've got 7 minutes left of the show, and we've got a 3-minute song. So we might have to do the next section very, very fast. So this is Jack Johnson with Sitting, Waiting, Wishing. And
what we could do is, as soon as the song finishes, articulate. Straight
okay.
off.
When we come back, will be when the articulate starts. So this is Jack Johnson. Then when we come back, we'll be playing articulate.
All right.
This is the nature. We're going to play articulate. Arthur, you ready?
Yes.
Go. Thing that lives in the sea. It's got 2 big claws.
Crab.
Yeah, but then it's a fruit that you bite. A very English fruit. You go
Crab
scrumping
apple.
for. Yep. Pass. A strip group. Male strip group.
Oh God.
The famous one.
Oh, pass. I should know that. That's
Pass.
Terrible.
Oh, we've had all of these before. The little things that live in you, and then you have to pull them out. They bite in, and they exist on your surface. They're like a little bug.
Ooh.
When someone's marking you, it's a cross or a
tick.
Yeah. Like a stoat or a ferret.
Weasel.
Yeah. Your favourite animal?
Cat.
But if it swims?
Catfish.
Yeah.
Barra.
Syrup that you get from Canada?
Maple syrup.
No, but if it's instead of syrup, use the word like the big
maple leaf. Maple tree.
Yes. What you just said.
Maple leaf.
No.
Maple tree.
Tree, but then a type of tree.
Birch tree.
A famous
tree.
one.
Oh, oak tree.
Yes, there we go. Right, that's time.
Famous. Famous tree.
That is, to be fair, a dreadful clue. But
terrible.
I couldn't think of what clue you'd give for oak. See,
whiskey can be described as having a
you could
flavour.
have salmon smoked with what sort of wood from Marks and Spencer? Oaked smoked salmon.
Yeah.
Ooh, why? Goodness
Only
me.
you would know that.
Yeah, sorry. Right, and you didn't do very well, but I will blame myself partly. And some difficult things, and we've had a lot of them before.
Really?
Heather.
Oh,
Do you remember having heather?
Yeah.
Maple tree you got, catfish you got, weasel you got, tick you got, heather we didn't get, lavender we didn't do, Chippendales.
What?
You never heard of the Chippendales?
No.
See, I've made this clue before and you didn't get it before,
Yeah.
which makes me think that we've probably...
You're like a chimp, you don't learn.
I do. I just don't remember when I made that.
Yeah.
Beetroot.
Beetroot.
Couldn't think of one that would be fast enough without long explanation.
Makes a very red soup. It makes your wee red, apparently.
Makes everything red. And crab apple.
Crab apple.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Standard 6. 1 every 10 seconds.
Average 6. That's not that bad. So we talked a lot today. Surprisingly, we haven't had a chance to talk about the picture and vision of the week. I'm sorry. So you'll have to go to the Facebook page to fully appreciate what there is there.
Just search the Nature Hour. I laid on a montage of pictures.
So I hope you enjoy all of them. We don't want to crash into the next show. So I think is it still You Can't Dance to a Moustache?
Can't Dance to a Moustache.
I believe so. So thank you very much for listening, and I hope that you will join us next week for the final show of the term. It will
possibly year.
Possibly year. We'll give you more information on that later. Thank you for listening.